Hello, welcome. This is another in the continuing saga of interviews with Billy Boyd, and today, Billy, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks very much, Stuart.
Good.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Yes,
Good.
very
You're
well.
looking well.
Thank you, thank you. I'd like to talk to you, and obviously since we've kind of talked last, lots have happened, and one of the biggest things that's happened that I've seen, especially on the site and on the forums and all the kind of Lord of the Rings related websites,
Yeah.
is the Harry Potter
Oh,
debate.
yeah.
And it was kind of the Harry Potter versus Lord of the Rings Clash of the Titans. Have you seen the film?
I have seen it actually. I saw it. I think it was released on Friday there, and I was actually still in my bed, and I got a phone call from a friend of mine who you would know, Paul Riley, who's an actor up here on a TV show, Tune the Fat. And he phoned up and said, "What are you doing in your bed? It's Harry Potter Day. You know, we have to go and see it immediately." So I got out of my bed and we went along with my sister and went to see the movie at about 1 in the afternoon. And I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was really, really good. And it was amazing the buzz. You know, even for him to do that as a joke, just kind of shows the kind of buzz that Harry Potter has at the moment. It's just it's quite incredible actually.
And so you just sat there and let it all go. Did you read the books?
I had read the books actually, and I don't want to waste the end of the movie for anyone who hasn't read the books. But I'd forgotten the twist. I'd just totally forgotten it for some reason, because I'd actually read it when we were making Lord of the Rings, and I'd read it while sitting through getting my feet on or whatever. One of the many books that I read while doing that, and there is a twist in it, and I'd totally forgotten it. So when it came in the movie, it was great. It was such a surprise.
And so do you think there is a competition between the two films? Do you think between the two films of a fantasy genre?
No, I think it's, to be honest, I think it's just total madness, and it's complete media hype, which you get, you know, whenever there's two things that are in some way similar. I remember when Oasis and Blur were the two big bands. It was, you know, this Oasis Blur fight. Why should there be a fight? It's two different bands playing different music for you know, different reasons. And exactly the same with these movies. Just because they're fantasy movies. I mean, even as fantasy movies, they're completely different. Lord of the Rings is made in a completely fantasy world, although what we've done is try to make it seem like a history, seem very real, but it's still a complete fantasy world, Middle Earth, that in real terms never existed. Whereas Harry Potter is set in contemporary England, and you know, it's just a world that we don't kind of see in back streets and train stations, where there's platforms that we don't have access to. You know, it's completely different, and I think, if anything, it can only be a good thing if people will open up their imaginations to these different worlds and fantasy worlds, if you would. Then it can only be good if someone likes Harry Potter and enjoys magic and wizards. It can only be good for them then saying, well, I would love to see Lord of the Rings.
And what was on before Harry Potter? Did you see when you were just sitting in the cinema?
That's quite strange as well, because yeah, the trailer was on, the latest trailer that I'd never seen in the cinema. So that was a great thrill, because I was taken up by the media thing as well, because I thought that the trailer wouldn't be on with Harry Potter because there's some sort of war going on between Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, which of course is nonsense. But yeah, I have to say I really enjoyed it in the movies. To watch it on the big screen with I saw it on a really good screen as well. So it was really good sound, and actually the hairs in the back of my neck went up. Even though I knew how it was made, most of it, and I was there for most of the shots, it still made me think, "Jeez, this is."
Because you saw the trailer first here.
That's right. I saw it
here
on your screen,
on
which
my
we're
monitor.
looking at now.
Beautiful monitor.
Lovely.
21-inch.
Beautiful.
Joyness.
High resolution.
Oh yes.
Don't even know what that means.
and we were there, and we saw it, and you were quiet, and then at the end of it, you just said, "I'm in that," and we were all proud of it. So I mean, that was seeing it on a wee screen with wee rubbish speakers. So I
Yeah.
mean, then to sit back with your popcorn
Yeah.
must just be giving you a foretaste of what the film. Because you've not seen the film yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
Right.
No. I'm seeing it next week actually, in New York. So that should be fun, if a little weird. But I can't wait to see it actually, because as I say, I remember most of the shots in the trailer, and I was there for most of them. But there's some shots where, of course, I wasn't there. It was a totally different part of the story, and I'm really excited about that. I remember being in New Zealand, and we used to watch rushes, which is when they show, like, if you film something on Monday, that film is then shown on Tuesday to make sure that nothing's gone wrong, that in case there's something wrong with the film or it's out of focus or whatever. So they show rushes the day after you filmed it, which we used to watch in Pete's Cinema in Wellington. So if you were doing a scene that you thought, it might have been a jump ahead, you might be doing something from the second movie or that, and you wanted to watch it to make sure that what you were doing made sense to what you'd done before or what you'd done after. So you would go and see some of the rushes. Sometimes you couldn't because you were still getting makeup off, or you had a big day the next day and you had to start at 4 in the morning or something. But whenever I could make rushes, I would make it.
So these were all like little points of reference for you every day.
Exactly.
Just to see.
Yeah. So you could say, well, we're filming Moria, but we haven't done Bree, say. So you could say, well, if that's what I'm like in Moria after what's happened between Bree and Moria, then I've seen what I've done, so I can then relate that to what I'm about to do. So it's quite difficult. It's like a graph, but it's really helpful to watch the rushes. And I know that some directors don't like you to watch rushes, and I've worked with one or two, but Pete does. He's totally open for you to watch them. But while watching rushes, of course, your stuff will be up there, but also there might have been another unit that Kate Blanchett or someone could be working on. So you see these things that you weren't a part of at all, and you think, oh my God, this is amazing. There's this other kind of world that's been filmed, maybe Rivendell or something, or Lothlorien if it's Kate, and just watching these things, and you think, God, they're filming that as well, and I didn't know. So when I watch the movie, I'm going to, I think, be quite excited by the things that I haven't seen, especially things that, Elijah or Sean or the guys that I spent a year and a half with have done out with the things that we've done together. So it'll be exciting to watch that, yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
So am I. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it'll be funny.
Oh, it will be good. And so, I mean, is it kind of just weird watching it? I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, although you're saying that you've seen bits of it before, but then suddenly, I would imagine the rushes are a bit like rough gems, really. But then to see it polished, I mean, we were talking earlier on, I can't believe how beautiful the ring is.
Yeah, you were saying that.
And
I'm watching the trailer again.
Yeah, just watching it again, it's just, I can't believe how beautiful it is.
I think that's one of the difficulties in making this movie is that most of the evil is contained in this ring, which is, an inanimate object that, if you look at a ring, it's neither evil or good, it's just a ring, basically, So I think one of the problems you would have in making this into a movie is how do you portray that evil? And I think that Pete, because of his knowledge of movies, knows exactly how to do that. And I think that's why you, even on the trailer, got taken by the kind of majesty and the beauty of the ring. It's given so much kind of kudos. It's so special, and when the sound's over that, it basically has a character of its own. You believe that this ring can change people's thoughts, which it can, So I think that's very important, and I think it's great that you got that even from the trailer, Yeah.
Well, Billy, thank you very much for clearing up the Harry Potter debate.
Go and see it, it's fantastic.
Good. And we'll talk later. Thanks again, Billy.
Thank you.